said they got permission from an ex-chairperson or something to do it? Or?
When Prop 1A and Prop 5 passed, there were these two developers from San Diego seen in a newspaper that there was a small tribe in Northern California that would be able to get a casino and $1.1 million a year. So unbeknownst to the tribe, they went up in 1999, late 99, and signed a deal with this ex-chairman that we had. And then they did a...
How long had it been since he had been chair?
Several months.
So he had already...
Yeah.
His term was
I think
over.
he resigned in April 99, and they went there in late November, December of 99. And they signed a deal with him for a casino.
So he told them he was still the chair?
He told them that they were the chair. He was the chair, and when he had them to do the due diligence, they found out he wasn't. But even though the BIA said that Silvia Burley was the chairperson, they decided not to go to the tribe for whatever reason or to the chair, and they bring in this person named Chad Everone from Berkeley, and that's when he concocted a story that there's a leadership problem and that this person didn't resign. And so it just kind of snowballed from there.
Now, is this the person with the PhD?
Yes.
Okay, now this person, is he connected somehow to the BIA or?
No, but he's connected to the developers, the smaller developers, because it got bigger than that. But after this started, then we had to start using a lot of our revenue sharing money to try to fight these fraudulent people that were coming out of nowhere, because there was 3 different groups that come out. Somebody would change hands and they would come back again. But he went to the Indian law library and he would try to find out the system to use it against us. And to make a longer story short, he ended up getting backing by A.D. Sino, who has a construction company in Contra Costa, and he also owns the pepper mill in Reno. And they signed a contract with the ex-chairman of our tribe, who's a felon, has a long rap sheet, and murder and all this is involved in there. And so the A.D. Sino, who has been put on record that his license was in jeopardy because he has friends that are in the Hells Angels and underground mafia, and he's not supposed to have any kind of dealings with somebody that's a felon. And so we thought this thing was just going to go away because we knew that the ex-chairman had a long history of being in jail, and right now he's in state prison. But like I said, to make it shorter, this guy signed a contract with them, and then he started giving them hundreds of thousands of dollars to force our tribe out of existence. So then that way they can control this one person, and then the developer would have it all his way. We try to put it on our .gov site, and then they complain to higher ups because we have documentation proving that they have hired the ex-gaming commissioner, ex-gaming attorney. They've bring in...
To work with them?
To work with them to stop our revenue sharing money. And they've gotten this Congressman Miller from Contra Costa, and they flew him on his A.D. Sino's private jet to go to have lunch with Nancy Pelosi and Dianne Feinstein. And we're saying, how do we, as a little tribe that is landless, that is non-gaming, that is very small, no backing, how do we fight these dirty politics? How do we fight when we say that it's not a job and we're not looking at the money that's there, it's who we are? Mm-hmm. And it's very emotional, but it's really hard to stay up and to fight when somebody drags your name through the mud, and they're the ones that are actually doing everything behind the scenes, but you just don't have the money to fight it.
So, of course, the BIA people who are working for them now, or the ex-BIA people, know people that are currently in the BIA, right? So they have more influence on them? What's
really hard is these people, Chad Everone, this Velma White Bear, who is non-Indian, they start having meetings behind our back at the Bureau of Indian Affairs with Troy Burdick, who's the superintendent. he wouldn't let the tribe know that he was seeing these people and this, the beginning developers, Leroy Chappelle and I can't think of William Bill Martin. And they started having meetings with them, and they were telling them about our financials, and they were telling about our confidential information. We had people that wanted to join our tribe and put in enrollment applications, and these people, every time we would send it to the Bureau were giving them the information. So they were going to these people's homes and threatening their lives. So a lot of them even moved out of the county. And we said, how can you go and do this? And we found out that the superintendent himself was given the information. They gave my social security number, how old I was, a copy of my birth certificate, my copy of my driver's license.
Oh my goodness.
So how do you get help when you're getting abused and you try to ask for help and they put you back to the abuser? Right. And people start at the Central California Agency, they go to the regional, then they go up to Washington, D.C. So they're all friends of friends of friends in the Bureau. And when you're trying to fight and you send in stuff to try to help get clarity here, people over there will hide the stuff that you sent, or they'll just put it down to it's no big thing. And so you get put back, and right now they're trying to starve us out financially, which they're doing a good job.
Things haven't changed much, have they?
No, we're about to lose our only tribal property that we have because we don't have any tribal land. So a lot of our money that we had from the revenue sharing went to buy some of our tribal property to have our office at, and for enough room so if the people needed a place to stay, they would have it there, the members, the legitimate members. We're almost into foreclosure on that. I've been without a job for over a year now, but I still put all my time in there because I'm the chairman, and it's not the job that I'm worried about, it's the people that I'm worried about. And so that's why I keep pushing whether I have money or not.
And you were going to school to get your master's?
I was accepted into a master's program up in Washington State, but because of all the outside influences and the interference, I couldn't make it because I didn't have the money.
What a shame. Wow, same old government red tape, huh?
Well,
to take over the tribe, and it's all for money, for financial gain of this individual, and so they can get casinos.
Yes, and even in these emails that we have, because we had to hire a private investigator who was an ex-policeman for the Department of Justice, and we got a big binder on all these people. And it just didn't do any good, even though we sent all this. Either in the beginning when this was starting up, the government felt that it was too small of an issue for them to deal with. Now they're saying it's too big of an issue. So either
too small of an issue? Yeah,
they said because we're such a small tribe that they really didn't care. And so I've seen so many different secretaries of the Interior go through that. I mean, I've lost count already. And you know, and it's like each one, it's like, oh, now we got a new person coming in, now you got to wait. And then they already talked to the people in the Bureau who's doing all the corrupt stuff. And so if we just fall right back down the ladder.
Have you talked to any other tribes in a similar situation?
You know, we've reached out, I sent out over 560 letters to every tribe across the nation. And it's very hurtful to say that the tribes that have come forward to help us have all been out of California. And California, it's like you would think that they would want to stand by their own tribes, because we're a sovereign tribe. Even though we're small, we had the voice just like a big tribe. Right. And when our sovereignty starts getting chipped away, that doesn't mean that it's just going to be the one tribe. It's going to hit all the nations. Exactly, exactly. And they're going to start with the smaller ones. And so I think maybe they just don't understand because they keep believing that it's an intertribal problem and they don't want to get involved, or maybe they're afraid that they'll be the next one that the government will start looking at and start chipping at them. But I figure that my elders are there, and when times were rough, the only one that came to me was God, and so I still believe that just keep thinking positive and keep fighting, because no matter what, I am always going to fight for the tribe's rights. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to, and I think, you know, the other tribes really should pay attention to this, because it could affect them as well. Because, you know, it's all over money. It's all over money, and it seems like
you know, the casino grew